Bob's Breakfast.
That's an amazing story, that Welsh bloke that chopped his hand off doing DIY. So this morning, what's your DIY disaster story? When has it gone horribly wrong? Have you got a good story? You can win something cool from My Tool Shed. Yes, it's a DAB radio, but it's from DeWalt, the makers of the power tools that cut your hand off the quickest. Yes, actually, I don't know if it was a DeWalt power tool that cut that bloke's hand off, but it would have done a nice job of it. The DeWalt DAB radio could be yours if you tell me your DIY disaster story. Stop the show. We've got a medical emergency on our hands. You probably know that the traffic has been bad on the A1M. There's been accidents northbound between 5 and 6. This has caused problems southbound. Gary's on the phone. Good morning, Gary.
Good morning.
You've had an interesting morning.
My wife's pregnant. She actually went into labour during the night.
Yeah.
Well, we've been stuck on the A1. We've been diverted round through Nebworth, which is at a complete standstill. So we're stuck there at the moment.
Can you put your Mrs. Tracey on the phone for us?
Hello.
Tracy, how are you hanging in there?
Yeah, fine.
Okay. Now, are the emergency services aware of your problem?
No, we managed to flag down a police car.
Yeah.
And they said if we needed to, we'll just have to call an ambulance. There's nothing they can do.
Right.
But that's not really going to help when the traffic's at a standstill.
Okay. Is this your first baby?
No, fifth.
Fifth. Okay.
Yeah.
So you've got quite a lot of experience in this area. So based on your experience, how close do you think you are to giving birth?
Well, hopefully not too far away, but not too quick. That's going to happen in the car.
Yes. All right. Can I check back in with you in a few minutes' time?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Whatever you do, don't push.
All right.
All right then. Okay. Talk to you soon, Gary and Tracy. Okay. Goodness me.
Thank you.
Bob's Breakfast.
Latest news now, Chris Hubbard.
A 60-stone woman had to be winched out of her home by a crane.
Surely she could have been coaxed out with food. David, you might be able to help.
Reference to the lady and gentleman who expected a baby in Nebworth. If they drive through the lanes are empty, so I'll be able to zigzag through to Stevenage. They can come into the back of Datchworth.
Yes.
And then go through the lanes. If they've got a sat-nav on the phone, they'll be able to link that in.
Yes.
And get to Stevenage. It'll probably only take them about 20 minutes.
All right, thank you very much. Cheers.
All right, cheers, thanks.
All
bye.
right, thank you. If you've any other advice or you know what to do here, or if you can give Gary any advice on how to be a midwife. 01438 422 106.
106 Bob FM.
And if you missed what I said earlier, well, I'm glad, really, because it might get me into trouble. Simon, you enjoyed it.
I have to stop the vehicle and wash the coffee off the inside of the windscreen.
Why? What happened?
Your comment about coaxing somebody out of a flat. Are you allowed to say that? Jesus crikey. I was just taking a slug of coffee out of my my flask cup, and I thought, what's she going to say? And I spat the coffee all over the front of the windscreen.
106 Bob FM.
Gary, how far do you reckon you are from the Lister right now?
Well, we've just called an ambulance, so...
You have actually called an ambulance now?
Mum's on the phone to the ambulance because Mum's sat in the back.
Oh, your mum's in the back of the car as well?
Yeah.
Well, at least it's not just you and Gary, because if Gary falls to pieces, maybe your mother can stay together. Can we cross back to you in a little bit and see how things are going?
You can.
Okay, it's Gary, Tracy, and her mum, somewhere in Nebworth.
Oh, my goodness.
Not far from here. It's a drama that's unfolding. It's gripping the home counties on Bob FM.
A full bodysuit lie detector could be used in British police stations within the next few years.
You don't need a full suit, though. You only need the pants, because liars, the pants are on fire. Mark's on the phone. You think you can help?
Hey, Graham. If they're near you at Nebworth, why don't they shoot through Nebworth House, Junction 7, where the motorway's open, and then straight down the A1 to Lister?
Oh, cut through Nebworth House. I get you. You go in the back entrance of Nebworth House.
Yeah.
Go across the grounds of the house and then come out at the junction on the roundabout.
At the Novotel.
Brilliant, Mark. Thank you so much.
Okay, speak to you soon, Graham.
Cheers.
106 Bob FM.
Harrison Ford's been injured, as we've been hearing, after the plane he was piloting suffered engine failure and he crash-landed onto a golf course in Los Angeles.
You know, the cockpit voice recorder has been found.
Really?
Yes, I have the audio.
I got a bad feeling about this.
Bob's Breakfast.
The most stress your kids have ever caused you. Diana.
My son Glenn, when he was 4, he burnt my house down.
Hang on, wait, he burnt the house down? How did he do that?
He lit a little bit of paper under his brother's bed, and he expected his brother to go to bed and find his bed gone.
Yes.
But he ended up burning the whole house down, and we lost everything. And we lived off car boot sales for ages and ages and ages.
Where did you live?
Me and my husband at the time slept round his mum's on the settee.
Oh, dear.
I was cooking sausages, and my daughter's boyfriend said, "You're burning the sausages." And I thought, "No, I'm not." And then, "Your house is on fire," so we got out quick, and it was just everything.
Well, I'm glad everybody was safe.
Damage.
Wow. Yeah. All right. Do you ever let him forget it now? How old is he now?
He's 28 now. He lives in New Zealand.
Oh.
He remembers it.
Oh, he remembers it when he burnt the house down.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Hey, thank you very much, Diana. Bob. Gary, where are you right now?
Yeah, we're still at Oakfields Road, just waiting for the ambulance now.
Okay, so if someone around Nebworth is hearing ambulance sirens and seeing blue lights in your mirror, please do whatever you can. I know the traffic is just gridlocked because of that problem on the A1M, but just get up onto the verge or the curb, or just let them get through, because they've got to get to them. So how is Tracey?
Not great, but she's doing okay.
Can we talk to Tracey, Gary?
At the moment, no. She's having contractions again.
All right, hang on in there, Gary.
Thank you.
Where are you, Connie?
No, I'm waiting for a bus at the moment. Hertford East.
We've been asking people to commit random acts of kindness.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
Have you committed one recently?
Not recently, no.
Is there anyone else at the bus stop?
Yes. Another lady that catches the bus.
Can you quickly put her on?
Hold on.
All right.
You're talking to Graham.
Yeah.
Oh,
okay. Yeah. Oh, she seems keen.
Hi, Graham.
Good morning, Graham, Mack, Amy Stevenson. How are you?
Good morning. I'm very well, thank you. I'm waiting in the rain.
What's your name?
Harriet.
Harriet. Where are you catching the bus to?
Hertford Town, so I can get the train.
Okay. And how much is your bus fare going to be?
It's going to be £1.50.
Okay. Can you put Connie back on the phone?
Sure.
Okay.
Hello?
Connie?
Yeah.
How about you pay for Harriet's bus fare? It's £1.50.
Yeah, it's all right then.
Oh, you'll do that? Okay, when you get on the bus, I want you to say to Harriet, this trip's on me.
Okay, will do.
All right, that's good.
All right, Harriet, I'm paying your bus fare. Thank you very much.
Well, all right. Can we check?
Coming now. It's coming now.
Oh, the bus is coming
okay.
now. How far away is it? Is it close?
It's just coming to the bus stop now.
Is it coming? Are you about to get onto the bus?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Let's hear you actually commit this random act of kindness and pay for Harriet's ticket as well. Let's hear that.
All right.
Okay.
All
right.
Hold on.
Okay. So the
morning. Can I pay for Harriet's bus fare, please? Bob FM, this is the bus driver.
Okay, right, yeah. Right, so you're okay. You've paid Harriet's fare now?
Yeah.
You're all set?
Yes, we're off now.
Look at that! It's another random act of kindness on Bob FM.
Okay.
Michael Button has just tweeted with a photograph of the ambulance on its way to you. So hang on in there, Tracey and Gary. That looks like good news. Michael says, just seen the ambulance by the Vauxhall dealership. They're en route. So good luck on that one. 01438 422 106. Good morning. Who's this?
Oh, good morning. My name's Kevin. I've just driven in from Stevenage right away through Nebworth and that way up to Welwyn Garden City.
Yeah.
And just let you know that it's to add injury to the wound. At the clock roundabout, there's an articulated lorry that is actually just broken down on the roundabout itself, which is now blocking the traffic. It can't go anywhere.
Okay. Hey, thank you very much, Kev.
Okay.
Cheers.
That's right.
Let's
okay,
hope
bye now, bye.
that doesn't stop the ambulance getting through to Gary and Tracey.
It will.
All right. Thanks for the update, Kev. Appreciate it.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Okay.
Bye.
We'll go live to Gary and Tracey in a bit on Bob FM.
Bob's Breakfast.
If you were listening on Friday, you would have heard Connie. She called from the bus stop, and I said to her, find a stranger at the bus stop and pay their bus fare. And she found Harriet. Yeah. And she paid Harriet's bus fare, and we heard them get on the bus.
Mm-hmm.
And it was nice. It was a real random act of kindness.
Yeah.
But turns out things went horribly wrong. Connie's back on the phone. So tell us what happened after the bus set off.
As the bus went out of the village, there'd been an accident, and so we was at a standstill. So half of us thought, oh, well, you know, perhaps the driver will let us off and we'll start walking.
Yeah.
By the time I got down to the roundabout, the bus passed us.
No! And he didn't pick you up?
You did a random act of kindness by paying a stranger's bus fare on that very bus trip. You got off the bus because you thought it'd be quicker and the bus driver drove right past you.
He couldn't stop. He just couldn't stop.
I'm sorry, buddy. God.
Well, that was all right. That was my fault, 'cause we should have stayed on.
Well, no, it was his fault.
He should have picked you back up.
That was a random act of unkindness.
Well,
no. I am so disappointed. Because kindness is supposed to be contagious. Karma is supposed to kick in and help here. Goodness me, there's been a glitch in the Matrix.
Turn your knob to Bob.
Just had this via Facebook from Tracey's mum. Just want to thank everyone for all their help and advice. We are now all aboard an ambulance heading for Lister Hospital. Tracey, doing well, considering. Good news. I'll keep you posted on Bob FM. Kate Moss flies EasyJet. When have you seen a celebrity in a situation where you didn't expect to see one? Ron's on the phone. Ron, you saw someone on a London to Brighton train.
A friend of mine said he'd heard a certain kind of laugh, and he said, I'm sure it's him. And we both went back and looked into the compartment, and there was Tommy Cooper on his way back to Brighton.
Just like that?
Just like that.
Good morning, Tracey's mum.
Good morning.
What's your name?
Linda.
Linda. Bit of a morning for you.
Oh, slightly, yes. Very much so.
Okay, so where are you right now?
Right, Tracey's now in the hospital, in the room where she's going to actually give birth. She's been examined now.
Mm-hmm.
Gary's with her. I've gone walkabout so I can talk to you on the phone.
Fantastic. And how is everybody bearing up?
When the ambulance first got there, Tracey's blood pressure was really high, dangerously high, because of the stress and everything. But once she'd settled into the ambulance, by the time we got here to the hospital, it had gone down to normal.
Yeah, that must have been a really... How long did it take for the ambulance to get there? Because we kind of lost contact after Gary had called the ambulance. Oh, you called the ambulance, didn't you? You called 999.
I called the ambulance, yeah. I took it upon myself because I was getting to a point where I thought, this is not good, this is going to happen in the car if I don't do something.
Right, so Mum took control. Enough of you messing about. Never mind Gary playing the hero, trying to drive her to the hospital. I'm taking over now. You'll do as I say.
Absolutely, yes. So I phoned the ambulance, and this is where we are now. So
okay, and how were the team in the ambulance? Were they good?
They were absolutely fantastic.
Great.
Yes, absolutely brilliant.
You know, the whole of the home counties has been following this story.
We have picked up on a few bits and pieces. I've just turned my phone back on.
Yes.
And my phone just almost exploded. So we have picked up on bits and pieces. Obviously, Tracey's not quite with it at the minute.
Yes.
But she will be really surprised of all the interest.
Okay, well, we'll check in with you in a bit, if that's okay with you.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine.
All right, that'll be good.
Okay, then.
We'll keep
all
up
right,
to
thank
date.
you.
Bob FM.
My special guest this morning is Kate Moss. Kate is standing by in our Luton Airport studio. Kate, isn't EasyJet brilliant? Is this something I said? You're at the Lister Hospital now, Linda.
Yes.
And what's the latest?
Baby's just being monitored now. Going to monitor her for 20 minutes, and then they're going to take it from there.
Okay, so she hasn't given birth yet. When you said
no, she hasn't. No.
But they're monitoring the condition of the baby. But everything looking good?
Everything's looking fine. Contractions are a lot stronger now.
Okay, and Gary, is he doing okay?
Yeah, I think we're all a bit jittery. I think we're all a bit in shock at the minute, but yeah.
The whole of the home counties is in shock.
I know that we've just found out. I've just got a call from home to say that, this is mad, ITV News is going around my house within the hour to interview two of the girls.
Yeah, they're coming here too, so yeah, this is the big story of the morning, yeah, this is...
More details emerging, though, about this Kate Moss.
Yes, the easy,
really.
Kate, what, Mossgate, EasyJet Gate?
I think Mossgate.
Mossgate, okay, yeah.
Now reports...
Departure Gate? When you were pregnant, what was your craving? And Helen, this wasn't you, this was your friend. What was it?
She ate paper. Couldn't eat food, ate paper. She ate 5,000 business cards that her husband had delivered. And he said to her, "Where are my business cards?" And she couldn't bring herself for 2 weeks to tell him they had been delivered and she'd eaten them.
Goodness me.
Bob's Breakfast.
A school trip has been criticised. This is a school in Yorkshire who are planning a £1,650 Barbados sports trip. This is what they're asking parents to pay for this trip.
It used to be like that at our school, because, like, you know, our first school trip was to Chester Zoo. It was just a day out, and your parents had to pay, but not that much. It would just cover the cost of the coach, and I'm pretty sure the zoo let you in for nothing of its kids. And then the next year it was some stately home or something. And when I got to 11, it was a big deal. The school trip was to London.
Wow.
And there was an overnight stay.
I mean, that's pretty big.
Pretty big when you're 11. And, but I never went on any of the ones. When I got to high school, they organised some. Like, they organised one to France, because they were teaching us to speak French. It didn't take. And that one was very expensive. And there were other ones. There were skiing ones.
Well, yeah, my school did this. There was the fabled La Rochelle French trip.
Did you go on it?
I didn't go on this. My parents couldn't afford it.
My parents, I was the same. My parents went, no, Chester Zoo, yes, fine. And even the London one with the overnight stay, fine. But when it got to, like, I never went. And in fact, there wasn't that many kids went. There were 400 kids in our year at school. And I'm thinking there was only like 20 or so went on these trips, because it was the kids with rich parents.
That's very true. Actually, my school did do a Barbados cricket trip.
Did they?
Yeah, the cricket team and the teachers went over for a nice trip over there for, I think it was about a week or so.
Yeah.
Back then. And they all came back with very nice suntans and...
It's the ones you miss, because you hear the tales. I know there was a story from there was a French trip that I never went on. And supposedly, and it was the female, there was a group of female PE teachers.
Yeah.
And they were running it. So maybe it had some kind of sport element to it. I don't know. The story I heard was they were on a beach, the kids and the female PE teachers, and one of the PE teachers, I forget her real name, we used to call her Ermintrude, but I forget her actual real name now. She was our form teacher too. Supposedly, the top of her bikini came off. And, you know, she was...
With a group of small boys, I can imagine.
Well, you know, it's probably more of a thrill for the other female PE teachers, if you know what I'm saying.
Bob's Breakfast.
So, Chris, she's going to be in court today.
That's right, yeah. Eleanor Hawkins, 23-year-old, who was charged with indecent behaviour for posing naked on this sacred mountain over in Malaysia.
So they took their clothes off in the middle of nowhere, not in a built-up area, and they're saying she offended the mountain.
That's right.
Now, she offended the mountain so much she caused an earthquake. That's the prosecution's case here.
That is the case.
Is the mountain going to testify? I mean, because without that, how do you know whether because the mountain might have gone, you know what, she didn't look too bad. Jess Gayford eats soap. She gets through 2 bottles of hand wash a week. She's 8 months pregnant. It's a craving. We're talking about cravings this morning during pregnancy. Julia.
of mine and myself used to go shopping when we were both pregnant.
Yeah.
I would head to the iced lollies bit because I had a real craving for iced lollies.
Yeah.
She would go to the fresh vegetable bit because she had an absolute craving for mud on the potatoes.
Not the potatoes, the dirt on the
potatoes. The dirt on the potatoes. She would actually be salivating as we walked past.
She was a dirt eater. Oh dear. No, it's weird, isn't it? Yours I get. Ice lollies, fine. Dirt, no.
No, not right.
Not right. And did you ever discuss it with her and say, what gives here?
Honestly, she just couldn't help herself. I mean, she did have 8 children, bless her, so I suppose one weird one out of having 8 children was not too bad.
And the children are all normal? They were not dirt-eating children?
No, they're fine. They're lovely.
Julia, thank you so much. All right.
No problem at all.
Bob's Breakfast.
When have your parents embarrassed you the most? Duncan.
Christmas shopping with my mum and my dad.
Yeah.
I was in my early 20s. We just said we'd go out for the day, go shopping. We were in Watford.
Yeah.
Mum has this habit of putting on her posh voice, and she does it at the most embarrassing times.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're walking around the clothing section in M&S.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden she starts calling me Cuthbert at the top of her voice, and she's going, "Come and have a look at this. This will really suit you." Anyway, she keeps going, "Cuthbert, Cuthbert," as I'm going around the shop. I'm just trying to get away from her this time, and then I get lost. It's huge, that Marks and Spencer's in a Harlequin. It's just huge. So what happened was, I'm walking away from her, getting quicker and quicker, and I just happened to stumble across the women's lingerie section. So now, she's going, "Cuthbert, Cuthbert." She's going, "Stop looking at those ladies' underwear."
No!
Come back to Mummy.
No!
Oh, my day. Yeah.
Oh, Duncan.
Shocking.
I feel your pain. And it sounds like you're still not over it.
Clearly not. No, I still can't go shopping with her even now.
I'm Graham Mack, and I hope you're enjoying the podcast. If you are, make sure you share it on Facebook and Twitter, and you can subscribe at iTunes. When have you been embarrassed by your parents? Sharon.
I was about 18.
Yeah.
I was sitting outside with my boyfriend in the car, just chatting outside our house.
Yeah.
And a few friends in the car as well.
Yeah.
And my dad comes out in his dressing gown and knocks on the window and goes, "What are you guys doing? Stop messing around, just come." And that was embarrassing enough. And I said, "Dad, I'm coming in a minute. I'm just finishing off a conversation." And as he walked away in the headlights, he lifted up his dressing gown to reveal his bare bottom.
No!
His backside.
No! Martin.
I've been dumped over the phone by my ex-fiancée.
Wow, you were engaged and she rang you up and said it's off.
Yes. That's not the worst part of it. At the time, I was a bus driver in the Essex countryside. And she managed to cost, I think, about 4 villages their bus service for the rest of the evening because my inspector told me I was in no fit state to drive.
Oh, it really affected you?
It really affected me to the point where I was an absolute wreck.
Yeah.
And I'll take your bus out of service, bring it back to the depot, and
so you were at work at the time?
Yeah. Yeah, I was on a short 15-minute break.
Yeah.
And, so I phoned her up and she ended it over the phone.
Oh, jeez, mate. And have you bounced back?
Absolutely, absolutely. I've since had a few relationships and now I'm happily married.
Look at that.
Absolutely beautiful girl.
Look
with
at
2
that.
wonderful kids.
Well, there you go. So anyone listening who's going through it, you just got to, when you're going through hell, keep going.
Amen to that.
Thank you, Martin. We're talking about when parents embarrass kids this morning. Caroline.
My son says that I embarrass him all the time.
By doing what?
Because I like to get up and party and dance, and he's like, "Oh, Mum, you're so embarrassing."
How old is he?
Joshua's 13 now.
Oh, dear, yeah, he's right in the zone there. There's hardly anything you can do that won't embarrass him.
Everything I do embarrasses him. I'm always embarrassing him. I get up and sing if we're at karaoke, and I can't. I know I can't sing.
And what would be your song of choice?
I will survive.
Right. Give us a few bars of I Will
No,
Survive.
no.
No, I want to know if he's right to be embarrassed. Just a few bars.
I can't
No,
do
come
that.
on, then. Come on, Caroline. You've said it now. We've got to hear it. We've got to decide for ourselves.
I'm trying to think. How does it go? At first I was afraid. I was petrified. Kept thinking I could never live without you by my side. And then I felt so many nights. Right, he's back at the door. I'm going to have to go, Graham.
Well, yeah, well, I'm with him, actually. He's probably coming back in and saying, Mother, you're doing it again, only this time on the radio!
Hey!
106 Bob FM.
Just be careful if you're planning a trip to the seaside in the next few weeks. Huge jellyfish, which weigh up to 5 stone each, are swarming off the British coast. They can't kill you,
Yeah.
but they won't do you any good if you do swim into them.
Don't you have to get someone to pee on you?
Yes, you do. I think that's the idea, isn't it?
I don't know. But I just think, hasn't your day already gone badly enough? When your parents have embarrassed you. Karen?
Well, I'm actually the parent who did the embarrassing. Does that count?
That counts. Oh, yeah, we take those too.
About 2.5 years ago, I got engaged. So at my engagement party, there was a little bit of drinks going on.
Uh-huh.
Came home. I went to bed,
Yeah.
and my daughter went in her bedroom, and there were some friends downstairs.
Yeah.
I'd got undressed for bed.
Yeah.
I could hear one of the friends calling my daughter, assuming he was down the bottom of the stairs. I've opened my bedroom door to go to the bathroom, and he stood on the landing.
And what are you wearing?
Not a lot.
Specifically?
Just a pair of knickers.
Oh, no! No! Oh, dear. Karen.
I ran in the bedroom.
Yeah.
He ran downstairs, and all I could hear was, "Oh my God, they're massive."
Oh.
3 suspected illegal migrants allegedly been found stowed away on a school coach in Hertfordshire. The men were reportedly discovered in the grounds of what parents have named Presdale School in Ware after pupils returned from a school trip to northern France. These men were held by police and carted off to the local police station.
You'd have to be pretty desperate to get on a school bus.
You would. I can imagine their surprise when they came out from under the bus and...
Oh, they were under the bus?
As far as we know.
Oh, well, that's one thing. Because if they were on the bus, all the blinking singing. That's, you don't get more desperate than that, escaping on a school bus.
Bob's Breakfast with My Tool Shed. For the latest DeWalt cordless.
When you've been embarrassed by your parents this morning. Wrap this up for us, Cassie.
My brother rang you, Duncan.
Yes.
To talk about our mum.
Yes.
Yeah, so I thought of a story to tell you.
Oh, she's embarrassed you as well?
Oh, absolutely, yeah, she does it all the time.
What's she done?
I'm Gertrude when we're out, by the way.
Oh, because she shouts him, Cuthbert.
Yeah, Cuthbert, and
Yeah.
I'm Gertrude
Okay.
when we're out.
And she puts on a fake posh accent as well, yeah.
Yeah, she does, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But what she would do to me is we would be in Marks's or BHS or wherever, shopping, and she'll walk away. And I'll think, oh, that's a bit rude. And I'll realise, because she's trumped, walked away, and it left me with the smell hanging, and then people would stare at me as if I'd done it.
Oh, Cassie, thank you so much. Oh.
Bob's Breakfast with My Tool Shed. New trader? Pop in for a coffee and a chat at My Tool Shed, Welham Green.
So, illegal migrants found hiding on a school bus on a trip on the way back from France. In what must have been one of the most interesting games of I Spy ever played.
106 Bob FM.
Good morning, Linda.
Good morning.
It was quite chaotic yesterday, wasn't it?
It was just, me and Tracey just sitting in there, just going through all the Facebook and everything on our phones and just absolutely astounded by it all.
You became world famous.
Yes, we realised that it even went to America as well.
Oh, yeah, no, it's gone round the world, this one. This is a big
gone round
story.
the world.
Yeah, it's gone round the world, this one. Australia, Canada, everybody's talking about this.
Oh, goodness me.
But a happy ending.
A very happy ending. She's absolutely adorable.
Now, you're in that hospital right now.
I am,
Can
yeah.
you put Tracey on the phone?
Yep, hang on a minute.
Fantastic.
Hello.
Tracey, how are you?
Hello, it's all.
Now, yesterday morning, I remember talking to you, and I said, Gary reckons you could be another couple of hours. Can you hang on that long? You said, I don't think so.
Yeah, no, it was a bit of a stressful situation, which ended, I think we got to hospital in the end about 9:15.
Yeah.
And then I didn't really sort of like notice time really after that, but it all ended up in complications and a bit traumatic.
Did it really? What were the complications?
Yeah, well, she, even though it was progressing, we got to the hospital and they checked me and I was already 7 centimetres dilated. And then basically, it was a case of waiting for her to arrive at that point, but with the blood pressure that was still high on and off.
Yeah.
I then, tried to push her out, but I was just so tired and I've been through so much that they prepped us for theatre and said that it might possibly have to be an emergency cesarean.
Uh-huh.
But if they could do it via the forceps, then they would.
Yeah.
And they did, but I've never been through anything in any of the births before like that, so it was quite traumatic.
Because this is your fifth one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she is, yeah. And last.
Oh, you don't even want to think about that. This is the last one. Okay.
And last.
Okay. And she's a beautiful baby?
She is really lovely, yeah. She's just been laid most of the night in a cot, just laying, wondering what all the other babies are crying about, just laid there really chilled out, really.
Ah, are you looking at her right now, are you?
Yeah.
Ah.
So
And what weight?
She was 7'5".
Yeah.
So she's a really lovely colour. She's got quite a bit of hair and she just really chilled out and laid back. So hopefully she stays that way.
And what did you call her, Tracey?
Melody Sophia.
Melody.
Yeah, Melody.
You decide not to go with Bob?
Decided not to go with Bob.
Because that would have been my, that would have been my choice, the Bob baby,
Yeah.
Bob.
No, she's been Melody Sophia right from the offset. So
Okay.
We couldn't really change it, really.
Well, everyone who listens to Bob FM feels like they're part of the extended family now, because we all went through it with you. We all went through the stress.
You did.
Well, Tracey, thank you very much for letting us share your story.
So thank you for kind of making it a bit worldwide.
Well, on behalf of everybody who listens to Bob, thank you so much to Melody. And Melody, if you can't be Bob, maybe on behalf of the listeners to the radio station, Bob's your uncle.
Bob's your uncle. Exactly.
Bob's your uncle. All right. Thank you very much,
Lovely.
Tracey.
Thank you ever so much.
Bye.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
What you do when you run out of money, because this is what's happening in Greece. The banks are closed for a week. The ATMs, they're only going to give you 60 euros a day. If you run out of money, you don't know what, you have to borrow from friends, or, I mean, I was on holiday once and ran out of money with a mate of mine. We ended up busking. Was there any way we could find any money? So what do you do when the money runs out? Badger's back on the phone.
I was at a Christmas do in a hotel, and none of us wanted to pay because it was really expensive. And someone came up to me and said, "Don't pay for your drinks. We're signing them to room 73.
Right.
Putting any name down." Yeah.
You just made up a room number.
They just said, room 73. You just signed any name.
Yeah.
So I did it, and it worked.
Right.
So we were having a fantastic time, drinking champagne and that, and doing the great. So I went up to this woman I knew from work, and I said to her, "Look, don't pay for any drinks here." I said, "We're signing them to room 73. She said, "I'm in room 73.
Bob's Breakfast.